So now you've got your own show, and you've got to prove to the world all of a sudden that you're the world's greatest talk show host. It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird because I don't know how to do it yet.
You're doing fine. I read a review today, said you were really good. You got a 3 or 4-star review in the Daily News. They said shows a lot of promise. Like, I know,
the first show was insane, first of all. It's like my mom and dad were there, my aunt and uncle. My uncle had a cane while he was limping around. I come in for the meeting after the show, and my room has flowers in it and balloons. I thought, like, I got my appendix out. This is insane.
You're hosting a party.
I can't. They're having cheese and crackers.
Having done, like, my own show for a while, I know when I have my family around. Like, I remember my first day at NBC Radio was big. I was coming to New York. I had worked out of New York. I hadn't been to New York ever. And the entire sales department crowded into the booth with me to watch me on my first day. And I got laryngitis. I had to go home.
It makes it like they put because you could be as calm as you want. You're like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go do the monologue. And on their way from my office to the studio, four people stop you and they grab your arm like, hey, Jimmy, you know what I do? I breathe, just breathe, hit the mark, and then tell the next joke. And then great. And then you walk, and then another guy goes, hey, Jimmy, you know what I do, buddy? Don't be nervous. Picture everyone naked.
Right.
You know, you go, okay, great.
So when you talk about this new job being work, the hardest part for you, I think, is, I mean, okay, the first night you get Robert Deniro. And you got this one coming up.
Justin Timberlake. And they're
you
really
have to
building it up.
In order to make this first week dynamic, you had to call these people personally.
Yeah.
And say, please do my show. Is that not the most embarrassing, horrible aspect of this?
It really, yeah.
I could never make that call.
I don't want to do it, and you go, but it's like, do you mind? Tina Fey, which is, God, she is the coolest girl ever. And I said to Tina, she goes, I'll do anything for you. I said, will you do my second show? Because that's the tough
wait a
show
second.
to
When
book.
you say do anything, you had to pick up the phone. You have her home phone number, and you called her personally. Yeah. And do you feel like maybe she's saying to herself, "Oh no, he's going to ask me
Jimmy's
to do the
on
show"?
the phone.
Of course, yeah. I sent her an email. I sent her an email, so I don't have to hear her roll her eyes over the phone.
How do you get Deniro? Do you know him personally?
I did. You know, I worked with him Saturday Night Live.
Right.
This was like 6 years ago, and we had fun. He's a really cool guy. He's
okay,
like really
but when you worked with him on Saturday Night Live, was it so much fun that he said to you, Jimmy, I want you to take my home phone number and you have it and call me from time to time and we're going to talk? It wasn't that close a relationship.
No. Even running into him, it's just like, hi.
Right.
And then he walks away. The door's closed. I'm stuck in a room with Jug Dash and all the guys from Animal House.
So how does this come about? You had to call him personally, right?
You know, I had, I actually used Lauren a little bit too. I'm like, can we call Jane Rosenthal, which is De Niro's partner?
Right.
I'm like, can you ask if Robert De Niro would come on? And they said, yeah, he'd love to. He'd be honored.
Wow.
Right off the bat. And he's got nothing to plug. And I was like, that's cool. And we did this bit. It was silly, but we did like a fake movie that we were in that never got released. But what we did was, if you're in the studio, we did it live.
Right.
In front of a screen, like a green screen.
Like a Saturday Night Live sketch.
Exactly.
Right.
So the audience loved it. Probably people at home didn't understand what it was all about.
That's good.
So 200 people enjoyed it. 2.4 million people thought it sucked.